Hello, welcome to Financial Talk Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in to me each and every Friday at 2 p.m. And I am so excited to have you here. I'm so excited that it's the weekend. I'm ready for a break. I'm ready to sleep in. I'm ready to relax and enjoy myself. But before I get there and before I can do that, I am going to bring you the news today. All right, I'm going to break it down for you today. And hopefully, this will set your weekend off on a good note. Hoping you've been having a good Friday. But we're going to get right into this. I'm not going to waste any time. All right, so today's topic: 5 things to think about when starting a business. 5 things to think about when you're starting a business. Okay. Now, before we get started, I always forget to do this, but if you're watching this on YouTube on a replay, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me right there in the corner. And then if you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead, like and share, because we always like to share the knowledge, share the wealth. All right. I know there's lots of people out here on Facebook thinking about starting their own business, whether they've got this brilliant, innovative idea that they want to do, or they want to do some network marketing, whatever it may be. We've got some entrepreneurs out there. And I am here to tell you that if you are an entrepreneur and you're wanting to start your own business, 5 things you need to think about when starting a business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So I can sit here and tell you about all the things you need to think about before starting a business that addresses basic business planning. You know, things like determining your name or product or service, your mission and vision, and setting goals. But that is not what I'm going to talk about today. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit different because you know me, got to talk about that money mindset. There are plenty of business coaches and consultants out there that can help you with business one-on-one basics. All right, but today I'm not going to do one-on-one basics. But what I want to get into today is the stuff people don't really think about. It may cross their minds, but they breeze over it without much thought, and because of that they don't plan or know how to handle or keep it from becoming an issue. And so I get it. I've been there. I've done that. Started a business, and because of what I had to or didn't think about before, I knew to think about it this time when I started becoming a being. Okay, because we're so gung-ho about being an entrepreneur. We want time freedom and financial freedom, and you're ready to be your own boss and call your shots. But are you really mentally prepared for starting a business? It looks good, it sounds good, but are you ready? Is your mindset ready? Are you ready to mentally handle what comes with being an entrepreneur or business owner? I'm going to give you 5 things to think about before taking that leap. And by no means am I telling anyone not to take the leap of faith, but you certainly should make sure you have the mindset when you take that leap. All right. So, number one, are you ready for rejection? You have to know everyone is not a winner. And I'm sure you'll probably consider that. But do you understand that your percentage of not getting business can be disproportionate to the yeses that you would get? For example, sometimes the scenario given to us in the insurance business is you contact 50 people and only 10 respond. Out of the 10 that respond, maybe 5 set up an appointment. Out of the 5 that set up an appointment, you may only get 3 that keep the appointment, and then 2 that finally do business with you. A lot of work to get 2 clients out of 50 people. Well, that's not 50. You know what I mean? But now, it's not always going to be like that if you stick to it. But in the beginning, it can be hard to get those numbers, right? But you got to stick to it. But you must be prepared in the beginning for rejection. So many online marketers, network marketers, independent consultants, and entrepreneurs trying to build their book of business quit. Why? because they're not seeing the results right away. And they give up within the first year and sometimes within the first few months because they're not seeing the results. So you got to get your mind ready. All right. Get your mind ready for a slow start, build the momentum, and then take off. Number 2, you should think about a business continuity plan. Did I lose some of y'all out there with that? If I did, I'm not surprised because most people don't think about how they will keep their business afloat during rough times. And I bet your financial advisor didn't tell you either. Oh, wait. Do you even have a financial advisor? Because if you don't, that's your problem right there. That's mistake number 1 right there. How do you go into business with a plan, but it doesn't include business continuity? Okay. See, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, self-employed individuals, and small business owners that were not ready to pivot or had a backup plan to keep them afloat during this pandemic. The same way you should be building wealth individually to be prepared for economic crisis is the same thing you should do for your business. All right. Have a plan to protect your business against an economic crisis. Think like a millionaire. Do the rich and wealthy lose the business, owe the IRS, or get sued, and aren't they still wealthy? If you need help with that, message me. All right, number 3. Think about the mental and emotional toll it will place on you and your family. We have so much adrenaline pumping because we're so excited about this new venture. You went to this presentation and you're going to make a lot of money and you signed up. You're going to follow this blueprint laid out for you and bam, you made it. No one told you about the countless hours you would spend on the phone, in training, running appointments, recruiting, emailing, following up with customers, posting, making videos, doing Facebook Lives, and within a few months, you're burnt out. And if you aren't burnt out, your family is because you never have time for them. So are you mentally and emotionally neglecting them? And is it going to take a toll on your marriage and your children? Learn to pace yourself. This is my advice to you. If you're going to do this, pace yourself. Make sure you are integrating your life and everything is working together. Move at a pace that works for you. Maybe do things in phases. Don't pick up another thing until you mastered the first phase or that first thing. Okay. So, for example, I've gone through network marketing training, which, by the way, my coach is awesome. If she's watching, don't know if she's watching, but she's awesome. And she has this daily method of operation that we're to follow. Well, that daily routine may be nothing to one person, and they run it. But someone like me who works a full-time job, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a business partner, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, and a lot of other things. It wasn't something I could just do all at once. So I had to take her phase and break it down into smaller sub phases until I mastered the first phase. So it's okay to say, I need to take baby steps, but just like a baby, keep walking until you learn to keep your balance. Okay. So don't feel like you got to do it all at once. You can take baby steps and do it in phases. All right. Number 4. Do you have discipline and consistency to work for yourself? Let's face it. We want so desperately to walk away from our 9 to 5 and take power over our time. But the truth is, most people who dream of being an entrepreneur don't have the mental behaviors needed to be successful. During last week's financial talk session, that if you didn't see it, go and check it out. I talked about thinking like an entrepreneur and how you can apply that mindset to being successful in life, not just business. But if you missed it, check it out. I think it was good. But it's more than just thinking like an entrepreneur, but behaving as one. Are you disciplined and consistent in your behavior? Can you control your time and activities to be productive, or are you easily distracted by people and shiny objects? You have to be able to focus, keep the vision in front of you, work towards the goal, and be consistent in your efforts. You can't work for a couple of weeks or even a couple of months and then stop or keep stopping as soon as you get a lead or a client. We have to be consistent in your routine to produce consistent results. That's just like in the saying at church, when you reaping and you're sowing. You got to constantly sow if you want to constantly reap and never have a dry season. And so the same thing goes in business. You have to keep sowing. You got to keep prospecting. You got to keep looking for those clients. And you can't stop once you get a client and think that's, oh, they're going to start rolling in. No, you got to keep planting those seeds and keep planting those seeds so that you can continue to have a harvest and they'll continue to come in. So here's my last one. Number 5 is your core. Now, if you've been following me, you'll know core is your mental, emotional, and spiritual being all working together. So is your core strong to stand against the sharks? Do you have the thick skin? Okay. Do you have the strong mind and ability to withstand what's coming your way? This is a dog eat dog world out here. All right. For every idea you have, service you want to provide, product you're thinking about selling, there's a million people ready to take your spot. Are you ready to deal with those who talk about you, lie to you or lie on you, cheat you, steal from you, try to ruin your reputation? Can you face them head on, or are you going to crawl in a corner and die? Give up. Are you unbothered in your spirit and emotions and mindset? Or does everything everybody say or every little criticism you receive send you 10 steps back and question who you are and what you have to offer? If you can't be unbothered and ignore folks, then you may not be ready. You have to have thick skin to be able to ignore the naysayers and the critics. The thick skin is a strong core. It means mind, emotions, and spirit is so strongly bonded that nothing, and I mean nothing, no one says or does can change who you are. All right. So that is 5 things you need to think about before starting a business. Now, I'm sure there's more, but start with those, because if you can't say yes to them, you need to wait. Sorry, y'all. Every time I do a Facebook Live, there's somebody wants to make the doorbell chime. All right. So think about those things. All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Financial Talk Friday. I really appreciate the love and support you all have been giving me. Tuning in every Friday. I'm here at 2. So please continue to help this movement, help people catch this movement. We need this unbothered movement for everything you do in your life, whether you want to start a business or not. All right. Now, if you watch this on a replay on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. I don't know which way it is, so I'll just point to both corners. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're watching me here on Facebook, please go ahead and like and share this video. All right. I'll see you next time. Be unbothered. Have a good weekend.